Good Friday, right before 5 o'clock, everybody. This is Grace. Okay, I've got something I want to talk about. Okay, now we all know that, you go through stages of dealing with your anger, your anger. Oh man, today was one of my days I had to deal with my anger. And I don't know that I did that good of a job of it, but it's basically one of those things, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. I've heard a lot of people relate to this. When you're dealing with your, say, cable company, or you're dealing with your phone company, or your cell phone company, or you're dealing with the internet people, the internet provider, oh man, and you get some, little, what seems like to you, a kid, whether female or male, on the phone, and they're smart aleck, and some of them will even act like you were, on one hand they act like you were born yesterday, and on the other hand they act like you're really, really old and ancient, Today, let me just get this. Today, 5.5 hours on the phone with more than, I'd say, around 10 different people, and some of them, oh man, I actually wound up calling the presidents of that company's their office, and of course it was somebody in customer service who answered. But anyway, the last person I spoke to, and about this time, imagine, at the end of it was 5.5 hours, 5.5 hours, of my day, and this was the third time I've had to call them in a week. Okay, never was it 5.5 hours before, but today 5.5 hours. Okay, and yes, I think half of the people that I spoke to were these young ones that have a major attitude. Anyway, I don't know how this person thinks they're going to get across that street. That was a squirrel moment. But anyway, the last person I spoke to, by this time I was very angry, okay? Very, very angry. And I was trying to deal with my anger and everything, and I told her right off the bat, I said, look, I'm not happy with your company. And I said, this is what's happened. I just let it, and she was saying, ma'am, will you please slow down? I was letting it out, I was just venting what had happened to me. I was taking it out on her, but I was letting her know what was going on. And then at one point she said something that it just seems too much like those young people, the way their little attitude. Oh, the birds up there. No, this is a bird moment. But yeah, but I was on the phone with her for like, I'd say 2.5 hours of this, the last 2.5 hours. And she basically, I don't know how to say it, she gave as good as she got, kind of thing. It was kind of funny to me, because I was telling her what these other people were doing, and I'm sure my voice was not sweet and nice and all that stuff. And no, I wasn't doing something that would make her think I'm taking it out on her. But still, when you're, I know how it is. I used to work in customer service kind of thing, and you might feel it even though they're not. They're not, but it gets you riled up. She's real. That's real. That's what I want to hear. I really do. I'm going to jump right to that. I want to hear somebody who's real. Okay, and yeah, she was real. She, this crap that they teach these days of being a professional is not to have an emotion. I've already said this before in another video. That's crap to me. I'm not saying somebody to verbally abuse you or something like that, or, any of that kind of thing. But to be real, I think the abuse is when somebody, to me, it feels when somebody's being fake. When you're upset, they're all polite, and they're not saying, like she did at the end of it, she goes, I don't know why they didn't do this earlier for you. This is all they needed to do. She felt it. She wasn't having to be all professional, and just say, like they so often do, it's your fault. It's your fault. Somehow your computer's fault, or you're this fault. It's not going to be theirs, She was real. She said, I don't know why they didn't do this in the first place, and that was her own company that she worked for. Anyway, let me wrap this up. I'm going home. I just went to Taco Cabana, spent $34. Yeah, we're hungry. Actually, I didn't get to eat. I don't think I ate lunch. I don't think I ate since this morning because of all this. And so I'm hungry. But anyway, my battery's low. Better end this. Talk to y'all later.